What is going on, y'all? Oh, I got comments already. Yeah, Tuesday again. Yeah, they were. So I can pull a picture up here. Probably kind of explain it to you. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Dan? What's up, Don, Wendy? Yeah, it was fun. So the car. When the first time I painted that car, it was like a dark green. It was a GM color, and then the second time I painted it was that purple blue color. It was called Radar Blue. It was another GM color. And then when I painted it white, I wanted to make like a Boss stripe on it. So that green is actually one of the green colors that's on my dad's old Camaro. That was some leftover. And then the purple or Radar Blue, whatever you want to call it, that's the leftover from the old Mustang paint. So yeah, that was the one I raced for a while, about 17 years. I can't find a picture of it now. Oh, here it is. Oh, no, that was up there in the corner. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. I don't know. You probably can't see my mouse hovering over it. But yeah. Oh, shoot. It's still on there. Wait a minute. There. How about that? Chloe! We have a guest. Hi.
She said no kisses. Not in front of the camera.
She's camera shy, obviously. Hey, Wendy. Yes, I have some merch. Yeah, I do. These I have multiples of. All three of these over here are one of a kind, and they were just samples of designs that I don't know where they even get them from, but it's my stuff. Like this one's like a woman's shirt. It's front and back. Then this is a big man shirt, I think, and then this is a large. They're all like V-neck, like weird shit. But these I have multiple sizes of those. I finally found somewhere that would print them for a reasonable price, which was Vistaprint, believe it or not. But yeah, we're still working on that stuff. Yeah. Oh, I got something cool today. See my hat? It says SEMA individual member. They just started this. I was like the first 1,000 or whatever to do it. So they make you an individual member. So you get a hat and you get the membership card, freedom to customize. And it says, on behalf of SEMA, thank you for joining the association as an individual member. By joining, you're sending a clear message. You stand with millions of enthusiasts and specialty automotive companies who share the love for automotive freedoms. But sadly, our hobby is under attack from government outreach. SEMA membership is critical into ensuring the future of customized way of life. So you get the as the first year bonus, you got the exclusive SEMA individual member hat. So they send me all kinds of. There's actually I don't remember if it's this. No, this is Ratchet Wrench. There's a magazine that they're supposed to send me to, with like quarterly magazine updates on legislature and overreach, exactly, Dan. Yeah. So, and I've always kind of kept up with them anyway, and then they sent me this stuff, probably because I signed up, but yeah, that stuff came today in a snazzy little box, and no clothes. Yeah, I get it. Put these where I won't lose them. I'll just stick them in this. I'll stick it in my pile of stuff. I got my AHRA sticker. Actually, I have one on my truck. my birthday card that Dallas sends to you, which is freaking class act. It was a birthday card with another sticker in it. So, but yeah, I did that. So, S10's going to see my, yeah, no, probably not my S10, but somebody's will be there. Me and Hunter actually will be going next year in 20. We'll be going to Vegas in the fall next year to it. He'll be 21 by then, and so that'll be fun. Hopefully, I can time it out properly and everybody get there. But yeah, I'm getting prepared. Like I says, tore that engine rest of the way down last night. Let me turn this thing off. It's gonna probably ding us to death. But I got smartphone my ass. There. Now I won't have to listen to it. But yeah, I'm just getting everything together to get. I want to put that that short block of that 351 stroker I have back together. That'll be the next videos I do here in the next couple of days. I definitely want to get that done by this weekend. We're going to get the camper put up, so I'll be able to get to the garage, all that good stuff. So the cars, the S10 and the Camaro will be either in the garage or in front of the garage. Well, I can only get one of them in the garage at a time, so I don't know which one we want to do first or which one we want to start on first. But I'm just trying to gather up engine parts and stuff. And I found this paper in my stuff. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's where to position the piston ring gaps on the piston, you know, showing where the front of the engine was. I copied this. My dad got this leaflet out of it was either a Hot Rod or a Carcraft years ago, and it had all these engine building, you know, torque specs and how to do the rings and, you know, bearing clearances and tolerances and stuff. And that book's falling apart. So I took that and I drew this one night in the garage, and I've kept it since. So I'll be using that. And then I got to find out what the torque is on those, because it's got some aftermarket connecting rods in it. It doesn't have studs. It has like bolts that go through the cap into the rod. I got to find out what the torque is on those things. So gonna be busy. Gonna be a busy next couple months for sure. I'm actually gonna be, you know, doing cool stuff. It's like I went from having no cool stuff to way too much cool stuff. You know? Not just ordinary car repair stuff, you know. I did a video earlier today. It's just a little short video. It's like a little over a minute. Not enough to make a short video out of, but I may shorten it up. But I don't think anybody's even looked at it yet. But I have this crescent wrench that was my great-grandfather's. It's over 100 years old. Actually, I've had two people watch it. It's over 100 years old, and you know where the little thumb wheel is to adjust the, you know, the neck in and out. The stud, the bolt, and some weird specialty bolt. It fell out. I don't know where it went. I lost it. I was kind of pissed the other day because I picked it up and it just fell apart. I'm like, oh no. So I found a nice hardened bolt. It was the correct thread. So I cut the head of it off and cut a slot in it, and, you know, ground the edges around so I could use a flat blade screwdriver. I got that old wrench back together. So I was kind of weirded out about it, but I got it fixed. So and he would be proud of me because that's what he did. He did mainly like machine work. So that wrench was probably for adjusting some kind of machine. He made parts here in Dayton at the old, I think it was Delco, but wasn't that like Dayton Electric Company or something? I don't remember what it was, but that's the stuff you need to learn, Dan. Yeah. Yeah, putting engines together is, I mean, I really enjoy it. That's my favorite part of it. I don't really like taking them out and putting them in, but I like taking them apart and putting them back together. So my uncle used to, he worked for a company here in town called Certified Service. It was over across from the Chrysler plant over there, like on like Webster Street. And what they built they were V8, they were 440 Chrysler engines that they converted to air conditioning compressors. So they had all the 440 internals in them, and then they had like a flat cylinder head, with pop off valves, reed valves or whatever you want to call them, which made it an air compressor. And then they had this big electric motor that connected to the back where the flywheel would go, or where the torque converter would go, or flex plate, whatever. So that was kind of my first introduction to tearing an engine down and putting it back together, because I would go to work with him on Saturday morning, and he would give me 2 or 3 of those, and he'd just like blow it apart, because I would just take it apart, and then he would clean everything up and match all the rods and everything back up, and then he would put it all back together. But it's kind of where I learned how to start taking engines apart, in the first place, checking cylinders, looking at the pistons, and is this one okay? Yeah, it's kind of iffy, it might have a chip in the skirt or something, but yeah, these big units, they put them on rooftops of, skating rinks and hockey rinks and big buildings. And yeah, it is cool having old tools like that. And I have more. I use that one a lot because it's big. I use it for hydraulic fittings and stuff at work. And yeah, I was really upset that I broke that damn thing. Oh, you found it inside. That's cool. Put you on the edge till you hear it run. Yeah. Oh, I've blown up enough of them over the years. I get it, but I got to the point where I'm like, it's either gonna go or it ain't. You just do the best you can putting it together and make sure it's clean as you can and everything's torqued properly and lubed properly, and it's put in the car properly with the oil pump drive shaft in it. Yeah. Yeah, that was my great grandfather. He died when I was like 2. I never really even remember him. But yeah, so he worked on machines, and then my grandpa was a shade tree mechanic, and my uncle did that engine building stuff. He was also a certified welder. He went to Hobart, where Hunter went. Where Hunter's going, because he had to weld a lot of those blocks and heads and stuff back together, crankshafts and stuff. And they could turn them there and everything. It was so cool. And that place went from probably having 100 people working there when I was a kid to when I was in my 20s, it was just my uncle. Literally, he was the only one left. Yeah, he wasn't. They were some badasses. They were some hard workers, that's for sure. He was half Irish and half Cherokee Indian. So he probably was a mean old son of a bitch. Everybody said he wasn't. He was really nice, but seen some pictures of him. He was pretty rough looking dude, that's for sure. I'm sure he didn't take no shit off nobody being Irish. But yeah, I like building engines. I've done a lot of them that I've done a hell of a lot more of them that stayed together than broke. I mean, shit, the engine of my dad's car, it's probably one of the first engines I put together here at the house. I've been here for 25 years. So, I mean, yeah, Hannah and Brenna were probably babies when I put that thing together. So it's a good engine. I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot of abuse, but yeah, they definitely had to earn. There wasn't nobody giving them nothing, Jack. Yeah, it's part of my lineage is those guys had to work their ass off, which, I mean, I've had to work my ass off. Ain't nobody give me nothing, I mean, ain't nobody gave none of us nothing on here. I know we've all worked for it, Still are. So what's on for the winter projects? Anybody got any other winter stuff going? I know Jeremy's got to work on his Blazer Saab thing. I'm trying to think if that was everything I had. Oh man, we went camping over the weekend. Big mistake. We came home early, I can tell you that much. We stayed Friday night and it was cold. And then Saturday it was like wet, cold rain. And I told my wife, I'm like, I don't have a good feeling about this. I think we need to, before it gets really dark, we need to just pack our shit up and go home. We did. We got home right at dark. And I got up Sunday morning and it was snowing and blowing and rain. I was like, and I hadn't put the camper all the way back against the garage. It was just in the driveway hooked up to the truck. And, excuse me. No place to work on my cars, and I don't have to work on the house now. I'm going effing crazy. Yeah. Oh, you got a 71 Transit? You're putting an LS in that one? Is it going to be have the fuel injection and stuff on it? I'll probably need some. Yeah, it did suck outside Sunday. Yeah, turn them pistons around in that 440. I'm going to turn them around in that 283. Just for the shits and giggles. Oh, keeping a carburetor. Yeah. Yeah, I know that's where Chris is kind of on the fence because he was like, man, I really want to keep that shaker scoop. And I'm like, I was thinking maybe I could somehow stick it on top of that truck intake, but it looks like it might be a little too tall that way. So I may be putting a carburetor on this one. I don't know yet. What's up, Rob? Yeah, 71 Trans Am is a sexy vehicle. Yeah, Rob had to come rescue me a little bit ago. We were at the vet with 2 dogs and a cat. The damn battery died in our car. And what's funny is he said he had literally just drove past us. He was like half a mile down the road when I called him. I'm like, what's the freaking odds of this? Yeah. It's just the Pontiac stuff's getting really hard to find. And it just pisses me off that that engine that I put together was perfect. But the ding-dongs that put it in the car, they pulled the distributor out of it and didn't put the oil pump drive back in it and burnt that motor up. Oh, that thing's only got 11,000 miles on it, Don? Yeah, don't take that thing apart. leave that engine alone. Leave that thing ain't even broke in yet. Do the sniper kit sits like a car, but you have to change to single plane intake. Okay, got you. Yeah, so when we got back from the vet with the 2 dogs and the cat, I had to run out to where my son works and put a new battery in Cindy's car. Excuse me. She's got to go to work here in a few minutes. So it's been nonstop since I got home about 3:30 today. Yeah, I would. I definitely done. Leave that. Yeah, that sumbitch ain't even broke in yet. Yeah, definitely take the one out. And yeah, I can't believe how good the bearings are in that 283. Like it is that it's amazing that there's no. I mean, just from inferior oils that we used to have. But other than that, I mean, it's amazing how clean the bearings are on that thing. It's just that rat piss got down in that cam bearing and just corroded it. If Kim Barrow or Bear Rose comes on here, he's doing a Ford Y block that's the same thing. It's got a big old rat's nest in it and got rat piss all over everything, corroding it. But yeah, it's that should be a good little engine. I have another engine coming that we're going to take apart. Like I need another one. It's a 350, and it was like a reman from AutoZone or something. They put it in a truck, and the longer they let it run, the tighter it would get. Like it would get hot, and then it wouldn't start until it cooled back off. It wouldn't turn over. So I'm thinking they got the wrong bearings or something in this one. But I mean, it's got like no miles on it. Yeah, I'll put new cam bearings in it. I actually, I got a story about some cam bearings over the years too. It used to be a thing. You pull a motor out, blow it apart, send it over machine shop, have them clean it up and hone it. Put new freeze flows and cam bearings in it because you didn't want to mess with it. So this was it actually made me really mad that this happened. It was the only Strucker engine I ever built for my Fox. It's up there. I think it's up there. Maybe you guys don't see it. But it was a 396-inch Windsor motor. I bought a real good crank, good rods, good pistons. Took it to the machine shop. Had it was a 60 over. Had a bore 60, cam bearings, freeze flows, good block. It was out of a van. It was like an early 70s van block, like the epitome of what you want to use. I had to notch the block a little bit, I think, for the rods or something or other, but I got like 4 runs on that engine. I mean, it's crazy how much power it made. But and I bought a Chet Herbert solid roller cam in it, like a 650 licks solid roller cam. I mean, this engine was nasty, and it just blew to pieces. And what it was, they put 2 of the cam bearings in wrong where the oil holes didn't line up, and it locked that cam up in the block, and the crank kept spinning. I mean, I had valve stems coming out of the oil pan. It was so busted. I had push rods falling out of the oil pan. Never seen that in my life. And it was under load. It was right at the 8th mile when it happened. Like right when I was getting ready to let off, the shift lights on, and it just boom. I'm getting behind. So moral of the story is I bought my own cam bearing installer, and I've been doing my own cam bearings ever since. Need some kind of line hone process for new cam bearings once they're installed. No. Not usually. Usually when you put the bearings in, they're okay. Sometimes you might have to go in with like a Scotch-Brite because you might get a little edge on it and just kind of knock the edge of it off, and then they're usually pretty good. As long as the cam's ground right. Yeah, I got the 440, a 383. That aluminum block 225, that has to be neater than shit. What kind of car did that aluminum block engine come out of? We need nothing salvageable as far as the bearings or the... Oh, you mean like if it's like a line hone on a crank? I mean, I'm sure there is a process for doing that, but I've literally never had a block of line honed either. I mean, they're close enough. I mean, I'm not building, super high RPM engines that are balanced, and I don't, I've never really done it. I've never built anything to really. I would be concerned with an engine like that anything above 7,000 RPMs. I would be worried about getting it balanced. I mean, I've had engines that I shift at 68 and I've never, had any issues. Now I will go through and I've got a postage scale and I'll get the rings on every piston and the bearings in every rod, and I'll put the whole assembly, I'll weigh each one. And then whatever the lightest one is, I'll grind the rod caps until they all weigh the same. That's about as close to balance as I ever get to, because I just, like I said, I never really wanted, I wanted something to just wing up real fast and I could just, blast it, but I knew it wasn't going to last long. And I really couldn't afford to build a motor and only make, a month's worth of runs on it and then blow it up, Yeah, I saw that. Aluminum 225s were mid 61, 62. Okay, 63. Nice. 55,000 or so. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, the engine that I shifted, well, that's the engine in my dad's car. It's a 400 small block, and it's got really good heads on it and really good valve springs and a big solid roller cam, and it's got compression. So you got to twist that one up because all the overlap in the cam, you got to get past the overlap, But that's a big piston you're moving at 6,800 RPMs too. That's big old heavy forged piston running around at that RPM that can do a lot of damage. And that's a set of stock rods, and we just put good rod bolts in it and a cast crank even. His new engine will be wild when we get it together. We've got everything now. It's all tricked out, blueprinted and balanced. It's a 427 inch small block Chevrolet. It's going to be rowdy. Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll reach for the casual when I get done. I'll put some good valve springs in it and stuff. I don't know what cam I'm going to put in it yet. I really would like to find I actually found the specs for the DZ303 cam because those 302s would go 10,000 RPMs, when they were done right. So I was thinking about getting the cam from one of those. Actually, be nice to find like a stalker guy that had one that was reground or something. Trying to keep it on the budget, like as much used stuff as I can get, as much secondhand stuff I can get. I want to try and not buy a lot of new stuff. I want to make the motor mounts. I'm hoping that a friend of mine can show me how to rebuild that power guide transmission, or at least go through it and make sure it's okay. I'm hoping to find a mild torque converter for it. But we'll see as it progresses. I got parts to trade now that guys are probably looking for, and I got work to trade that guys are probably looking for. Getting hot. Take my hat off. Now my hair's all stiffed up. Elvish. No. But yeah, we've been farting around with that. I always wanted to build a high revving 289, like one of those hypos. Power Glad's great. Yeah, I figured as much. I rebuilt the C4s in my Mustang, and that's what everybody says. They said the C4 and the Power Glide are like really, really similar internally. Yeah. I need a haircut. That's what I need. My poor hair lady, she's been quarantined like 3 times in a row because like one person to get it in her house, the other person to get it, and then yeah, the 4060 is definitely more. That's twice as many gears. Yeah, everybody says the power glides aren't bad. My dad, believe it or not, used to rebuild them because that's all they had back in his day, you know. And the fluid that's in it looks really good. I don't think that engine and transmission had very many miles on it. I think it just sat in that barn for 40 years, you know. Make sure it wasn't anybody important is not. Bye, love you. Bye, love you. See you tomorrow. The boss is going to work. Which means now the dogs will want out. And I'm here by myself. Oh, what else? I don't know. I thought I had something. Oh, I know what else. You know, on top of everything else that I'm doing, I'm going to be starting Cdl School. I got to go on the weekends for 10 weeks. And dropping the pan on an automatic transmission is not that big a deal, but when you take the valve body off of them and shit goes everywhere, that's when it becomes a problem. Like I drop pans on them all day long at work. I just drop the pan, pull the filter out, pop a new filter in, new gasket, fill her back up, sayonara. Of course, we're working on these big old giant Allison transmissions at our work. Well, I mean, we have regular transmissions too, 4L60s and 4L LEDs and whatever the Ford one is. And we've got some of the new 8-speed things. And my truck's got a 6-speed in it. I don't even know what that is. Yep. I do not have my CDLs. And I was supposed to have them the first 6 months I started working. And that's when COVID hit. So they let that lie. And then when everything started to come back around, they're supposed to send me to school for it. And they've been going back and forth, him hauling around. They don't want to pay for it now. They're supposed to. They did for everybody else but me so far. And so, but I have to get it, you know, per my job. And so now what they're going to do is they're going to reimburse me for it. So if I go keep my grades right, blah, 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 get my license, then they're going to reimburse me for it. I'm like, so yeah, fun times. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. You take that son of a bitch apart and all the little check balls and springs and shit fall out. Yeah, you can, but I'm not that kind of person. And plus the school, if you go to the school, and it's where you said RRP, rest in peace, Salem Mall. It's actually where the old Salem Mall is. There's a driving school there, and they use that big parking lot. So when I get done, I'll literally take my test there, pass it, done everything, you know. So yeah, I'm not good at reading a book, and I mean I can drive them. Obviously, I work on them all the freaking time, you know. But yeah, I kind of struggle with the standard shift ones because you got to double clutch them to shift them, and we only have like 2 standards anymore. They're all automatics. You know, they're all got big Allison 3000s in them. that. Hold on a second. We might have a visitor. Leo wants down here. What did I just knock over? I'm breaking all kinds of stuff. Excuse me. Now they're just up there playing. Oh. Yeah, assuming I'll have. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't. Yeah, I actually did that the other day. I was cruising it through and I was just like, got the RPM just right. I was like, but then I cheat because they got the 2-speed, the high and low. So I'll just put it in high and just put it in low gear and go putting through there. Yes, I need a haircut. Yeah, I hate looking for drop parts too. It sucks. Sucks. Turn my other monitor on. So yeah, we got that going. And then got all the car stuff going. I gotta work on the house some. I never got around to I bought all the sheet metal and stuff to make like a lean-to behind the garage, and that never happened. But the weeds and crap took over, so hopefully we can maybe get some of that done too. But I doubt it. I got so much shit to do. What else? But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's just winter time. I know everybody's getting bored, so it's like I need to start making more content to keep everybody occupied and keep myself occupied. Like when I took that engine apart, I get so into it, and like I want to get this part done, this part done. I almost like I make a timeline, like, and even when I was before I even did videos, it's like, okay, clocking in. Excuse me. Clocking in on this car. Say I'm doing an engine swap. I want to get the engine out and sitting on the stand before lunchtime. And then, after lunchtime, then I want to tear it down to the short block. So I get in that groove. And like when I did that video, the crank snub where the front pulley bolts on, this thing didn't even have a damper. And I went to pull it off. I forgot to turn the camera on. So I was like, I'm not going to worry about putting that back on there and pulling it back off again, Yeah, me too, Dan. I need another garage or a shop. I would love to find a place to rent, a small one that I could use, but it's just shit so expensive right now, the way the real estate market is. I've looked at it a few times. It's like, Or if I could do like a short-term lease, like wintertime, Hey, I'll rent your place for, 5 months. Carport with a dirt floor. Well, my first house, I worked on the back porch because it was concrete pad and it had an awning on it. That was my shop. It got cold. I put tarps around it and put a torpedo heater in there. I mean, I still work out in the S10 and the Camaro are in the backyard right now. Hell, Hunter redid all the brake lines on that thing in the backyard. There's like some concrete pads and some pavers over there where I keep the camper in the wintertime. He was kind of not the greatest thing, but yeah. Brian Berger's moving? Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a nice garage too. Yeah, I know. Well, concrete's freaking expensive too. When they just did my poop pipe out here, when the guy came to fill it in, and I mean it couldn't have been a yard, and it was like $1,100. Stupid. Huh. Is he moving down to Tennessee or wherever? I don't talk to him very often, obviously. That's crazy. I didn't see the house up for sale or nothing. Man, he's got a lot of stuff to move too. Well, unless he might have sold a bunch of it. Oh, in the spring. Okay. Well, I can't blame him for wanting to move down there because the weather's better than here. And so, what's this? I think Don and Dan were on there last night on moving everything to his parents' house. Oh, okay. His buddy bought it. Got you. Yeah, that would have been a nice one to buy, just to do the garage and rent the house. So what's this super secret YouTube thing that Wilburn was talking about last night? Was it like, did he say it was a drag race or something? Yeah, big ass boat. Yeah, he's got a lot of shit. Well, he's got those 2 station wagons, which he might have got rid of them by now. He's got the Grand National. He's got all that shit. Tractor. He's got all kinds of stuff. What's up, Air? Yeah, he's doing an online car show, but then they said there's like Don said, a race gathering of supposed to be us YouTube dudes go down to Tennessee. I guess they're gonna announce it here in a month or so or something. Yeah, Kim, we both got bit by the mouse piss on these engines, didn't we? Yeah, he's doing a couple old Y block Fords. I saw some pretty nice looking later model small block Fords in that garage too. Yeah, I'd be down to go because I mean I want to get together with these guys. I want to put a face to a name and whatnot. Meet them in person. Yeah, Yeah, get that other motor in, yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to do Carlisle also. And that's usually around Rob's birthday, so and I know he wanted to go, so we'll probably make a valiant effort to go there this year. Nothing wrong with that, man. I love me some Fords too. I'm just got a bunch of Chevys in there right now. Actually, I'm getting ready to do a Ford. Getting ready to put a small block, a Chrysler, Chrysler, a Stroker Windsor motor. I'm getting ready to put back together for a friend of mine. I'll be doing that. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of this weekend. So I got everything out there, got everything clean and organized ish, where I can do shit like that now. It doesn't get too much junk in my garage, but it's fun junk. So yeah, Bear saw my video on fixing my wrench earlier. It just popped up. You commented on it. Yeah, I'm the same way about that. I have that wrench, and then I have an old timer brand knife that my grandfather had. And this thing's been sharpened so many times. It's like the blade started out like that, and it's like this. And some asshole, yeah, thanks. I had fun doing it. I was really depressed when it broke. I was telling the guys earlier. I picked it up the other day because I use it for it's big wrench. It's like a 15-incher. I use it for breaking hydraulic fittings loose on like these backhoes and stuff we got. And yeah, it's 100 years old. And so I set it down on I got a desk where all my computer, shit is for work. I set it down like on these papers. Well, actually, you saw the papers it was sitting on. I had all my scribble notes on it. I set it down. I turn around to the machine, and I go back to grab it, and it's like cling, cling, cling. I was like, oh shit! It all fell apart. And we have these big in-ground post lifts for the trucks. These monster fucking. And that pin must have went down that pit. I'm so glad that thumb wheel piece didn't go. Yeah, look at my thumb. Jeezy wheezy. Till it's wintertime. So I was bummed, and then so I found a nice hardened bolt. Like you saw, I cut the top off and then cut the groove in it. I actually made another one. I made two, so I've got a spare for it. And then so then that knife pissed me off. Rob will remember this. It was our grandpa, obviously, and this jerk guy that worked with us, he was screwing off, and they were going to fire him. And I just happened, like 5 minutes before he was coming to get his tools, he had picked that old timer up and put it in like a can, like a soup can. You put all your pens and pencils and shit in. And he took that knife. I was so pissed, So yeah, that knife's not at work anymore. So I got it back though, and I was like, I will fucking stab you with this knife. This is the heirloom, not Yeah, I know. July 15th through the 17th. Sweet. That's like in between Rob and I's birthday. Yeah. I get it not bringing it to work, but I think the thing that I like about it is like, you know what, like my, every one of my generation since him has used this wrench for something. They all made a living doing it, and it's like I'm still doing it. And then, once I get done, then I'll pass it down to Hunter, and he'll use it, and so on and so forth. So if it just sit around, it would be like, it's just a wrench. Like, no, we use this to feed our people, you know. It's like, I know it sounds funny, but you know. I mean, I have some really, really old tools here as well. We kind of split them up, you know, when my grandpa went away. And exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they had the one for peeling the potato and the onion and the apple and eating it, and then they had the one for working on. But they'd pick a sandwich up with some dirty ass hands and still eat it. Yeah, and which I probably will be making some junkyard runs. It was like, I'm going to take my shittiest tools I have, because if I lose them, I don't want to be pissed about it. Ain't nothing better than a little bit of grease on your sandwich, is it, Don? Rob, if Rob's still on there, he'll probably remember this. I went to Hardee's one day and they had those damn, I don't even remember what they were called. They were called like $500 burgers or something. They were like $8 for a stupid hamburger. I bought that sumbitch, and my one hand, you guys have seen the brace on it before where I got this knot in it and stuff. It acts up sometimes. I've broken coffee cups dropping them and stuff. I had that sandwich and it did its thing, and the meat just went boop. It fell on the floor. And I just looked at everybody. I picked it back up and put it on my sandwich and ate it. And I felt like shit for like 3 days after I did that. Yeah, extra flavor. That's right. Excuse me. Smokiness. Texture. Yeah, Harbor Freight tools are definitely, that's for sure, Bear. It's actually Barrows, because I know his first name. Yeah, they have like the 2 for $4 or whatever. Whenever I see those, I'm like, I go right. Hey, give me a couple big chefs, baby. I remember we used to be able to get the Happy Meal. It was in a little IROC Camaro thing. Was we had a burger chef right down the street here. Love that shit. Oh, Burger Chef and Jeff. Our Burger Chef building is still here on Airway Road. It's like an Indian or Asian market or something. But you go inside and it's literally the same. Like they didn't do shit. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, that tractor thing, Barrows, that tractor thing your dad was, what was he hauling on that? Was that an engine or something? That was pretty cool. How he made the front end and stuff on it out of sheet metal. That looks like that's the old mule workhorse, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I don't doubt that. That one was never broke like McDonald's is. Hey, can I get 6 vanilla shakes? Nah, man, the machine broke. I fucking hate that. I don't even eat McDonald's anymore, let alone go there. I can't stand it. That's another huge corporation that just has. I don't. Yeah. You know what I miss? I haven't seen in a while. Is a Baskin Robbins. Actually, I went down. I went camping southeast of here at Cedars Creek. Dan probably knows what I'm talking about. That's down his area. Man, I saw 3 of them. 2 of them. One guy hit 2, and he was picking them up. I saw another one that the turkey vultures had got a hold of, and then I just went cruising around. I went down the spillway, and took some video. You guys may have seen it. Oh, it was a 2.5 ton transfer case. Okay. The last of your monster truck. Nice. You had a monster truck. That's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah, you haven't seen Baskin Robbins either. I miss that. Was that like 31 flavors or something? Yeah, the roadkills. I've been trying to. When I saw that guy hit those two and he had the two on the side of the road, I stopped. I was like, everything all right? He's like, yeah, I'm just waiting on the warden to get here. He's like, I'm going to take these home. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was just making sure you had somebody to take them home. He's like, wow, would you have took them? I was like, yeah. He's like, ah. And we kind of hem-hawed back and forth. I thought he might say, oh, because he was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to mess around with cleaning up two of them. And then I was like, just take the bigger one. I'll take the smaller one. He wasn't budging. I was like, damn it. Then I saw that one that was on the side of the road, but the turkey buzzers got a hold of that thing and just shredded it. Its rib cage was all hanging out and shit. There were some cats over there, some like feral cats. Shoot him from the car. Well, if you shoot it and then hit it. Boom, boom. Oh, it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, damn it. I was trying to talk him out of it. I was like, yeah, one looks kind of scrawny. You might not get a bunch of meat off it, He's like, oh, that big one's about 200 pounds. He's like, oh, that little one, it's about 125, 130. I'm like, yeah. Hey. So I was the nice guy, and I helped him load him in the back of the truck and shook his hand and said, hey, enjoy your free meat. But I don't think he hit him. I think he just came across them right after they got hit by a semi or something. Because I looked at his car, or his truck, I was like, I didn't ask if he hit him or not, but I mean, he was already there, like you said, first dibs, Oh, they still had to put it down? Yeah. Oh, so it got shot, it ran, you hit it, and then the cop had to put it down. Damn. Somebody I saw got a big one. It was a 12-pointer. One of its tines was broke, but it was beast. Excuse me. Everybody tells me that the deer we have, like up in this area, is huge compared to like you go down in Tennessee and stuff down south. They said their deer are just tiny. Like our deer's are like horse compared to theirs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you see plastic pieces everywhere. There's some meat laying somewhere in there, Don. Yeah, that definitely was an unlucky deer. I think it was a cat. I think he had 9 lives. But yeah, I know out in the rural areas, man, they are freaking everywhere. Oh, okay. Got you. They don't have to put on as much poundage to stay warm, huh? I know I've seen some big freaking bucks up here in my life. I remember the first time me and my wife went down to, there's an area we go to called Hocking Hills, and First time we went down there and stayed, it was this, it was rut. Cause that's usually around her birthday. And, we were sitting out back, had a nice little fireplace. We had a fire going. We were sitting there, had the music on in the house. And all of a sudden you hear, and my wife freaked out. She's like, what the hell is that? I was like, that's a buck. He ain't real happy we're here right now. Blow the horn and rev the engine, yeah. Dandy 8-pointer. Of course, right? You're on your way to work. That's like my truck used to have one of those big old, like, cow pushing bumpers on it, the big fancy one with the metal bumper and the winch in it. The thing weighed 1,000,000 tons, made the truck ride like shit. But I thought, man, this thing would be good. If we were down in, I hate to see some deer, I'd just be aiming for them because, they weren't going to hurt that thing. It's just going to blast them. But I traded it to a kid at work for the factory type bumper and stuff because he just had to have that damn thing. He's like, man, that truck rides like shit now with that bumper on it. I'm like, yeah, mine rides great without that bumper on it. Deer are very smart. Oh, it was hilarious. A couple weeks ago, we were camping. Going through the corn was still up. Nobody took the corn down yet. So I'm going through the cornfields, and it was like right when archery started up here. And I slowed down. I seen something moving. I seen the corn moving. So I slowed down. I thought it was a deer. Well, it was two hunters, and they were coming out across the street. So I slowed down, and I waved them across because this is a little 1-lane road, And they're like, "Oh, hey, thanks, man." I said, "You guys doing any good?" "No, I ain't seen one all day." So they go back into this cornfield across the way, and I get down around the corner, and there's 3 of them just standing on the side of the road, like, "Hey, what's happening, guys?" "I haven't seen a hunter all day." Yeah, or they get slammed, break all the ribs. Yeah. That's how my uncle used to bring them home all the time, all fucked up, where he hit them or picked one up a roadkill and just be busted all to pieces, skull just all busted, and shoulder, fragments in the meat, and that is how it works. I just started laughing, and Cindy was like, "What?" I'm like, "Bruh, the struggle, the struggle is real." Oh no, momento. Oh, yeah, go around and be the scout. Yeah, does make you, yeah. Definitely appreciate the bullet hole. Oh, I know what I meant to ask you guys. I think I've asked this before, but a couple couple other channels that you guys watch that do like work like I do, like I know Dan watches Watch West Work, which I do now, and Jason, the Municipal Mechanic, and I just didn't know if there was any other ones because I'm just I like watching these guys. I like watching these guys, period, because they do the same stuff we do, which is cool. But I always learn something. But just kind of figure out their style and see, more helping me. Audio ID fine. Yeah. Oh, that's true. You're right. That is true. I forgot about that. At first, I thought you said my audio pooped out. Musty one. Yeah. Yeah. Barrows. I don't ever watch regular TV anymore. I just watch YouTube on my. I've got a big ass TV in the garage. It's retarded. I'll show you guys the next video I do. Actually, I wanted next week. Hopefully, I'll be stabilized enough where I'll probably do live out in the garage next week, like I used to. Elderly Iron. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'll probably do the live stream out in the garage on the phone. I mean, it might not be the best feed, but yeah, I hardly ever watch TV anymore. I just watch YouTube on my big TV. I watch YouTube at work. Now I take that back. The only time I watch regular TV is at lunchtime during the week, and we watch Price is Right. That's about it. So yeah, I want to try and shoot a live in the old garage. Yeah, we need to get Kim up to 50 subscribers. You can do live streams now at 50 subscribers. Weird Beard. I do watch Weird Beard. Yeah. How many subscribers do you have, Barrows? Let's see. He commented on a video. Let's see how many he's got. He's got 27. We need to get him at least 23 more so he can do live streams. I'm pretty sure Dan subscribed to him. I don't know. I think Rob probably is. A handful or so, yeah. You're doing some good video. That whatever new camera you got, that thing's pretty cool. I don't remember what you said it was, but I like it. It's working well. I know it's clumsy trying to get used to how to get it set up to where the right angle and stuff. Like I said, I deal with that every time. That's like getting all this set up. Even just once a week. I'm down here for probably like 30 minutes getting everything, because like if you turn it far enough, I mean you can. There's my basement window. Here's my microphone. It's like it has to be just right. Like here's all my notes on my wall. It's like it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work, but I feel like I have bought a lot of stuff that I didn't really need to. Just more experimentation, But I'll tell you, the best damn camera I got and editor is right here. Like probably 90% of the videos you see, I've done on my phone and edited on my phone. Whoa, I'd watch Junkyard Digs. Thunderhead 289. I'll check that one out. Rob already fell asleep. All right, Rob. Thanks for bailing me out earlier. I appreciate you, man. Love you. Glass brick for the win. Yeah, yeah. Those are cool too because it's got a let's see. It's got that little window that opens up that lets air in. So what I do is there's two of them down here like that. And I've got a whole house fan upstairs. So when it gets hot, I close all the windows and leave those two little guys open, and it draws all this cool air out of the basement up into the top of the house. It's great. Dylan McCool. That one sounds familiar, but I'll check it out. But yeah, we're a community. We need to stick together, which we do. Yeah. The Thunderhead guy knows more about. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, us carburetor guys, we're a dying breed, but that's my dad. It took me. I talked till I was blue in the face about he wanted to put that Phytech electronic fuel injection on his. I do watch Junkyard Mook. Did not want him to put that fuel injection on his car, and man, he's had nothing but problems with it. And I'm always just like, he'll be complaining about it, and I'm like, this is my baby right here. I've had that on my Mustang and his Camaro, and it's like the best damn carburetor I've ever had, and I haven't even really had to fool with it. And then I've got a darn near brand new Edelbrock 650 out in the garage. That's probably going to go on the S10 if I can find an intake for a reasonable price. Like I said, I really don't want to buy a lot of new stuff. Now, internal stuff, new, I won't bother me much, but like all the external shit, if I can't find it used, I probably, yeah. That's how Hollies are too. And that's one thing I want to ask Andy about from Unity Motorsports Garage is what goes bad in those things that you can't get them to come out of it. Like, and maybe it's just something that I'm not doing right. Maybe, he's got all these really cool tricks that the one old guy, I can't think of his name, Dave Bizarre, showed him how to do, But I would really like to ask him that. Like, I've had 2 or 3 of them over the years that I had one that Dave Middleton did at a performance clinic. Dan might remember who I'm talking about. And I mean, they flowed this thing, cut the choke horn off, and epoxied everything. I mean, this thing was slicker than owl shit. Ran great for like 2 seasons. And then one night, and it made me mad because it was the first weekend race they ever did at Killcare. We were staying the night. We were going to camp and party and get up in the morning and race the next day. I was up all night working on that carburetor. And then the Middletons came over. That's who owned the wife. I can't remember her name. Bless her heart. She was a sweetheart. I don't think she's around anymore. And she was like, "Are you having problems with that carburetor you bought off us?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I bought it like 3 years ago." She's like, "Do you need a carburetor?" I'm like, "Yeah." She ran to the store. I got a hair in my mouth. She ran to the store and got this. It's a 830. It's got the progressive linkage and the big pumps and all that stuff. And it didn't have a choke. There was a choke horn, but it's only like a half a horn. She went to the shop, grabbed that thing, brand new in the box. She said, "Here, run this. If you like it, come pay me for it. If you don't, bring it back." I'm like, cool. I mean, I could have took off and she would have never known who I was, but I mean, we knew each other through other avenues because we used to have the Miami Valley Drag Racers Association, which was like the biggest drag racers association at the time, and it went away because it got too fucking political. But sorry, I'm getting behind here. I'm rambling. Just picked up Eddie AVS2. Never played with those, but they look. I like them a lot. They Barrels, that carburetor is, I mean, out of the box for like stuff that you do and you drive. Man, they're so smooth. The idle's real nice. The vacuum secondaries come in real nice. I mean, they're awesome. I really like. I mean, it reminds me of the old Carter AFB design, but I'm sure it's not the same. But I remember my dad would take those AFBs apart, man, and they just purr like a kitten, you know. Now, as far as racing with them, the vacuum secondaries probably don't come in fast enough to, you know what I mean, or consistently enough, I should say, because I'm a bracket racer. I'm not a go fast guy. I'm a run the number guy, you know, every time. That's where these are, you know, these are all manual and, you know, just machines, you know. Throttle shaft bushings. Yeah, throttle shaft bushings do go bad on them, but that was not the problem with these carburetors. They had a flat spot in them on there. I have, matter of fact, in my garage, I have a Barry Grant. It was a Barry Grant Holly. It was called a Silver Claw before he got sued by Holly. Supposed to be the best carburetor on the market. It's like I think it's an 850. It's a big bastard. Real pretty, nice, you know, billet aluminum carburetor. I fucking hate that carburetor. I never could get it right. It had a flat spot in it. I couldn't get rid of it. I used it on my car and Dad's car. You know, two different, totally different engines, different manufactured engines. Never would. I used to crew for a guy at road raced. Be surprised the parts they get borrowed from the parking lot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, anytime I had something that somebody needed or vice versa, we never had a problem with it. You either give it back to them or buy them a new one or give them money or buy them beers or, you know, whatever, you know, we always. Don, did you throttle thing on a Ford? She must be saying throttle thing. Racing is a Holly. You're right. Yeah, driver is an Eddie. Correct. But those AVS carburetors are. Dan says I still have a Holly 4160 vacuum secondary I bought at D&J Speed Shop back in 1995. Nice. Heck yeah. No, dear, I got lazy. That happens, Don. I know. I'm in that same club with you, brother. Yeah, but as far as driving though, those Edelbrocks, man, they super shops used to sell them, and they called them. I think they call them Carter AFBs, but I don't know. But it's the same carburetor as those Edelbrocks, the early Edelbrocks, not the EVS2s. And yeah, tracks are like extended family. You're right. I mean, I met it. That's the one thing that racing and doing this have in common is I made a lot of really good friends. I made a lot of really good connections. You know, good people, not bad people. You know, not people that backstab you or, you know, I've made a lot of quality connections at the racetrack and in my small YouTube circle that I have. You know, yes, we did have a super shops. We had one on Woodman Drive, right down the street from my house. Matter of fact, my brother, not Rob, my brother Jeremy, he worked for super shops until they went out of business. He was a regional manager. He used to travel all around the country for super shops, and we used to get some spicy deals on some parts too. So yes, there was indeed super shops. Yeah. There was one in Cincinnati. There was multiple ones in Columbus, Cleveland. I mean, he would be all over the place. The warehouse that Summit has in Las Vegas, that was a super shops. I think one of the warehouses that Jegs has now was a super shops warehouse. Yeah, the Super Shops. And Eddie Hill's dragster. Somebody just messaged me. Never went to one, huh? They were okay. I think they were more of a tire and wheel type place, but I mean, if you wanted any kind of Mallory Ignition products, like I think they owned stock in Mallory because they always had Mallory Ignition stuff. That was their big push, you know. Ears and cams. I'll tell you what, I had a 302 in my Fox, and I bought an Ursa cam. It was a 500 lift, 300 duration, hydraulic flat tappet camshaft. I ran like 1180s with my 302, and then when I put the 351 Windsor in it, I ran 1130s. And I wiped that cam out, and I tried to find that cam again because it was so small, but it worked so well. And everything I ever had was either, bigger or smaller. Never could get in behind. I forgot who started Super Shots, but it was a well-known guy. Commercials with a guitar riff. I'll have to look that up. Ford goes into limp mode. It will run but won't move. Shut it off and then start it back up and it will drive again. Ooh. What is that? Trying to think what car that is. Is that an Escape? What is that? I don't remember what that is. Freestar, isn't it? No, it's not free. Shit, I can't remember what that. Goes in limp mode. Won't move. Shut off. Freestyle. Yeah. Clean the throttle body. Is it when it's in limp mode, it's obviously running like shit. Is it missing or running bad when it's not in limp mode? I'm sure the check engine light's on in it. Same pooch as normal. But I mean, it's running normal. It's not like missing or bucking or, clean the throttle body and then, so, yeah, that's the worst part of my job is drivability problems that are intermittent. Swallens. I don't even remember Swallens. Yeah, it drives fine when it's not in limp mode. Does the check engine light stay on even when it is in limp mode? I'd just be curious to see what the code is that's setting it in limp mode, if it's a transmission code or a Dan says, or Barrow says, oh yeah. Check engine on now, so it does stay on. If you guys don't have a scanner, I mean, you can go to AutoZone or Advance or wherever, and they'll scan it for you, and they'll actually print it off. And then if you want to send me what those codes are, I could probably get you a lot closer. Swallow's was like a department store. Oh, cool. Yeah, pull a negative cable overnight. It will definitely clear it. Oh, had a module bad since you got it? Yeah, it's probably bad enough where it's PO'd now. My partner in crime's here.
Your twin?
Kinda.
We're both retarded, so.
Yeah, the wrench light on is a maintenance light. Our rate does have cheap scanners, but sometimes it won't read all the codes is the problem. I need to charge my Auto up, by the way, because Ray back here has got a horn issue on his truck. I think it's going to be an airbag module. Airbag malfunction, it says on the dash or all-wheel drive. Yeah. Yeah, I really need to know what codes are turning the check engine light on. It's
probably speed sensor.
If it's putting it in a limp mode, well, it's putting it in a limp mode, and then if he shuts it off and he backs it up, then it'll drive. It's a Ford.
Does it have like some weird TK speed sensor or something?
Well, it's probably a transmission control module. Here, I'll let Junior take over for a minute. He just got home from work, so we'll put him to work.
Yeah, the sidewalk's really clean from that battery exploding. Yeah, I dumped like 3 gallons of water on it. Yeah, scanner for a horn issue. Yep. Literally everything has modules on cars now. Did you see that recall on my gen and truck where they had a heated windshield washer fluid tanks? They're starting to catch on fire. Yeah, let's put a heating coil on something that has a bunch of alcohol in it. That's GM in the late 2000s for you.
Yeah, their engineers are the best.
Though I love them. And then I like how they, like how all the Toyotas, they have full box frames. They're a full rectangle. And they had to recall an entire generation of Toyota truck because they kept snapping in half. My truck's frame is rotting in half right with the driver's side, like terribly, because it's a full box frame instead of an E frame or an open frame. So that was a good idea, but they did.
That's when they started that water forming shit.
I mean, a full box frame is stronger, but it traps stuff in it and rots out. So, because like even my 99, that was the body was rotting off it. The frame wasn't even that bad.
And more involves the airbag. Yeah, because the horn pad is the airbag, and vice versa. What's the story on the battery explosion? Which battery? Probably
on the Flex.
Oh, on Flex. Oh.
Well, I grabbed it and it was really heavy, and then it was making hissing
noises.
noises.
It was that's in my wife's Ford Flex. So we're at the vet with 2 dogs and a cat. We're there like an hour. I'm losing my fucking mind anyway because they're just whining and crying and meowing and yeah. So then finally the guy comes out and gives us our bill because we don't go inside anymore. They just come out and get them and take them in, which is a real pain in the ass. Well, Cindy had the key on for a second. She was rolling the window down and talked to the vet, and she goes to start it, and it's like, drrr. Oh my God. So I call Rob, my brother. Well, just as fate would have it, he was literally a half mile down the road. He's like, dude, I just drove past the vet. I'm on my way to the house. I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. He's like, no, it's cool. I'll just turn around and come back. I got my jump pack. And these people next to us probably were like, what the hell? Their car won't start. And a guy was here in like 5 minutes to jump it, So anyway, we get the dogs home, and then he was at work. So I went to his work. I called him to make sure he had a battery for it. Yeah, he got a battery. Well, we get there, and like the whole top of this battery is just freaking looked like it snowed on it. It's just white. And I thought I could smell it. It smelled like rotten eggs. And as he picked it up, it was hissing. And so he just kind of dropped it.
It completely exploded.
It hit the sidewalk, and it just starts puking this black shit out of it. And so then one of his coworkers was like, bro, I think that's acid. And he's like, yeah.
I was like, no, I said, no shit.
Yeah, he said, no shit, Sherlock. So he goes and gets the baking soda and puts it on, and it's all bubbling. It was cool. I should have videoed it. Yeah, I should have videoed. That would have been pretty dope. But I was busy. Like I said, I get in my zone. I can't, And I was like, well, the sidewalk's gonna be clean.
I sent a picture to the battery manager, and I was like, this battery's staying in timeout overnight.
Yeah. Oh, you guys have a scanner, Don? Yeah, just pull the codes on it. It's probably going to be all your transmission codes will be PO and then 7 something. PO 700 is like a transmission malfunction code. So whatever those 700 codes are, if you figure them out, send them to me or
if it's a cheap one.
Well, you can send them to me on Messenger because you're on my Facebook. So
a lot of the times the cheap ones will just say generic transcode. It won't like give you the real number, but it'll say it's throwing one.
He's got the look. Oh my God. Yeah. Poorly a 2-liter Coke. Yeah. Now the battery was just crap. I mean,
how old was that battery?
It's probably like 5 years old.
It was some El Cheapo.
It was like the 90-day warranty battery, and I bought it like 5 years ago.
That car's never really started that well.
Yeah, it doesn't do well at all. But
put the biggest battery we had in it, so.
But yeah, the anything marginal when it gets cold, it's gonna kill it. I put like 4 batteries in this morning at work, so I was ready for it. As soon as I did it, I'm like,
luckily I can get the hook up on batteries.
Battery. Yeah, he can get a deal.
I can get $200 batteries for $100.
Yeah, so we good on that.
I get a lot of older dudes that come in and they ask me like, what happened to like 7-year warranty batteries? And I'm like, I haven't seen a 7-year warranty battery in my life.
They don't last. Well, there used to be a 7-year warranty.
The longest warranty battery I know of, if you go to Napa, you can order an Cdl School and it's a 5-year warranty battery. That's the longest warranty I've known of. But they're like $350.
There used to be 120-month batteries. 10 years.
When they weren't built in Mexico.
But they don't make them no more.
No, because they don't last like that.
Well, and they can't make no money like that.
No.
Just like fucking windshield wipers. They don't make good windshield wipers anymore because the parts houses, that's how they make their money, is selling shitty windshield wipers. So anyway.
Well, what they do is where every car has a weird clip style now, if you got J-hooks, I can get you good windshield wipers for $5. It'll last a year. But if you don't, they're going to be $30 a piece, and they're going to last 6 months.
That's stupid. I had batteries last 7 years. Yeah, I had. What car was that? I had. Oh, the Dakota.
Yeah, there was battery in it.
We bought a '96 Dakota, and it had a battery that was 11 years old in it before it took a shit. It was a. Jeezy Pete, what was that? It was an old Deca battery, is what it was. Oh, it was a Duralast Gold. That's what it was.
I had a Die Hard from 2009. That's the oldest one I've seen.
Oh, it was 7 years old. And the asshole stole Wipers only last 30 minutes. That's true. That's true, man. And it's funny. So I talked to a guy, one of the Napa reps, and I said, seriously, why can't we buy a wiper that lasts more than 6 months or a thermostat? You can have a car with a 30-year-old thermostat in it. The fucker sticks open or sticks shut, and they're not cheap anymore because they're a whole stupid neck and everything. You pay $40 for it, and the fucker lasts 6 months. He just looks at me and he's like, why would we want to make something that lasted long? Because we can't make no money selling it.
That's why every car sucks now, too.
21st century crap, exactly.
What's like people complain about?
Yeah, I've bought 2 batteries this year. I got a new battery in my truck and a new battery in Cindy's car. And I actually had just bought 2 batteries for the boat and a battery for the old camper.
Yep.
Oh, the battery in my old camper, the old deep cycle battery that was in my camper was 10 years old before it took shit. But I guarantee you, the one that's in this brand new camper we got, that fucker ain't gonna last 10 years. The big 31 series, the heavy duty batteries that we run in our trucks at work, if I can get 6 months out of them, we're lucky, because they just don't tolerate vibration anymore like they used to.
Yeah, especially in those big trucks, they're all vibration.
It's all vibration. Well, they used to epoxy the cells in there and everything. Yeah, they don't do that shit no more. I can tell a good battery when I pick it up out of the truck. It's like, oh god, it's heavy.
Yeah, the new ones are light.
Then I grab the new one. I'm like, oh okay,
this is gonna be great.
Yeah, this is gonna last a while. So, All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock. I did not get my nap today. So I'm going to be signing off my fellow peoples, men's and women's. I appreciate you guys. Whoops.
We're gonna start cutting up the S10 soon.
Yeah, that 55 Ford. You see my short video? Brand new glass and rubber. Yeah. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it all, Barrows. It's so bad. Yeah, and that glass you have is probably made right here in Dayton, Ohio, at the Fuyao plant.
Oh, Fuyao. We love ocean violations.
Fuyao.
Fuck you. No. Fuyao.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate you, man. I will. Yeah, just keep your guys' eye out for my videos. I'm gonna be doing a lot of them this week. I really want to get that Ford engine together this weekend. Get that one out of my hair, and then we're gonna. Yeah, we'll be starting on the S10 next week. So that'll be our that'll be our winter. We got enough. We got 2 cars at least, if not 3. We got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 engines in the garage. Well, we'll have 4 engines in the garage.
That's probably going to increase.
If we'll probably get more. So
be getting ready for some bracket racing next season.
Yeah. Give me those codes, Don. I'll send you in the right direction once you give me some codes, and we'll see what's going on with it. So, I appreciate you guys. Anything I can do for you, never, don't ever hesitate to ask. So, I might tell you no, but
unless you got $20.
Yeah, $20 is
goes a
$20.
long way.
Yeah. So, all right, get out there and fix something, or just go to bed and get up tomorrow and break some shit and then fix it. So, we're definitely getting the 283 running.
Yep, we're calling that the mouse motor.
That's the mouse motor.
That's the MM.
The MM, yeah. M&M.
We got to paint it white.
Yeah. Peace out, y'all.